Good morning, students. Today we will study the third chapter of chemistry, that is metals and non-metals. I welcome all of you to my class. All of you take your fair notebook, pen, and just listen and write down the notes. So here we can see the figure. It's showing nickel, gold, platinum, copper, lead and tin. So these are the examples of metals. Similarly, you can see some of the non-metals here like carbon, graphite, boron, sulfur, etc. are some examples of non-metals. So students, metals and non-metals are distinguished based on some of their properties. So there are physical properties also and chemical properties. So let's first see the physical properties of metals. The first point, as all of you must know, that metals are solids. Metals are generally solids, but there is an exception, that is mercury. So let's see the second point, that is metals are hard. Exception are potassium, lithium and sodium. Third point, metals have metallic luster. That means they are shiny or lustrous. Okay. Next point is metals are malleable. Malleability is a property of metals by which we can beat the metals into thin shades. For example, you must have seen aluminium foils. Okay. And the next property is metals are ductile. So ductility is a property by which metals can be drawn into wires. Next point is metals have high melting points, but the exception is of gallium and cesium. If you are putting gallium and cesium into your hand, what will happen? They will melt. Next point is they have high boiling points. They have high boiling points, and the next point, they are good conductors of heat. Okay. And the best conductors are silver and copper, but there is also exception, that is lead and mercury. They are not the good conductors. That means these are the poor conductors. And metals are also good conductors of electricity, and metals are sonorous. Sonorous means it is a property by which if we are hitting a metal, it will produce some sound. For example, you must have seen the bell in your school. Okay, so it is metal. That's why a sound is produced. Okay. So students, let's see the physical properties of non-metals. So as we have earlier told, metals are usually solid. Okay, but here what is the point? In non-metals, they may be solid, liquid or gaseous. And next point is these are generally soft, but the exception is diamond, that is hard. Next point is non-metals do not have luster. That means they are not shiny, they are not lustrous. So students, you must have seen, you have to write the opposite point. Whatever you have written in metals, there are some, you have to write some opposite points as the properties here. Okay. Next point is these are not malleable, these are not ductile. Next point is that they have low boiling point. These are bad conductors of heat and electricity. And the last point, that is these are not sonorous. That means they doesn't produce any sound if we are hitting them with a hammer or something. It doesn't produce any sounds.